Hey everyone, it's Soy Milk, and today I'll be going through and showing you how I plant my first crop for the fall. So right now I'm just going through getting my tea leaves because it's the last day for the month to get my tea leaves. And I'm just going to go check my wine cellar. Nothing's done, so now I can head outside. So tonight's the Moon Jellies event, and I will be showing that. And I start by just going ahead and grabbing my coffee. The coffee will be done after today. Today's the last day of coffee season. But I do have a bunch of extra beans down in this chest over here. So I'll just finish the rest of those throughout the rest of the fall season. Just checking my greenhouse. I don't want to harvest anything yet. Checking on my animals. Today is really just going to be kind of going through and getting rid of any crops that are done after today. I just kept one of these duck leaves for Elliot because it's one of his favorite items, and I just, even though I have 14 hearts with my spouse, I still like to give him a bunch of stuff. I don't know why. I guess it just makes me feel good. Doubled back because I'm actually going to head down to the traveling merchant and also go to the secret woods. Really, I'm just kind of killing time until the Moonlight Jellies festival happens, but today is the last day that I can get the rare seed. So the rare seed is not available to buy in the fall because I guess since it's planted in the fall, they do not want you to buy it. I don't know. I'm just gonna go through the secret woods and gather this hardwood. There's not that many slimes here today, and the slimes that are here are green ones, and they're basically like the easiest to kill, so They're all going to be one shot. I don't really need to kill these slimes, but it's whatever. I mean, they would have attacked me if I got close, so. Got 2 fiddleheads, and I just teleported back home, and my coffee's done, so I'm gonna get that now. So if you look on the right side of that crop over there, you see that those are blueberries. I was able to get a harvest. I think my last harvest was yesterday, but I'm actually going to leave those there. And the reason why I'm leaving blueberries and the wheat that's already ready to be harvested is so that tomorrow, as soon as I wake up, the first thing I'm going to do is clear my field. And you'll see a little bit later, but for now, I'm just gonna let you guys enjoy the wonderful overworld music of Stardew Valley and watch me go through and burn off some time until the Moonlight Jellies Festival, so I'll be back later. Right, so I'm back. It's the first of fall, and I think this is Elliot's favorite season because he really talks about fall a lot, and he also likes pomegranates, and pomegranates are available in the fall outside of the greenhouse. So as you can see here, after I put this stuff away, I'm just gonna sell the rest. It's not worth a lot, but I don't really need it. So the coffee and the blueberries died. And this clears up space, but it leaves the ground hoed and watered, so I don't have to do that again. If you look at where the starfruit was that I harvested yesterday because I didn't want to waste it, there's those gaps there, and the ground will have to be rehoed and watered again when I plant it there. Pierre's shop doesn't open until 9 o'clock, so I'm just gonna kind of spend time clearing out this area to get ready to plant my crop. The majority of this large space is going to be pumpkins, and I'm going to only harvest the pumpkins that are on the edges that can't produce the giant pumpkin. And when a giant pumpkin is produced, I'll harvest that and replant with pumpkins. Either pumpkins, or if I don't have enough time, then I'll do a very short crop like wheat. Wheat is only 4 days, so sometimes I'll use that for the end. It's 8:40, so after I finish this section, I'll be able to go to Pierre. When I don't have this space filled with anything, I will basically pass out in the field because of how long it takes for me to hoe the ground, water it. You don't have to water it, but it's basically like kind of like a cheat day. Like if you water it on day 1, then it counts as a day for the crop to grow. But if you wait till the next day for your sprinklers to water it for you, then that next day, which would be fall 2, is when the crop is considered to start its cycle of growing. But I'm headed over to Pierre's. And I'm gonna buy a bunch of cranberries, a bunch of the fairy rose, because that produces the most honey, the most expensive honey, so I'll get the most profit for that. I might come back and buy more later, I'm not sure yet. And then of course I'm going to buy pumpkins, and I'm going to buy way more pumpkins than I will probably need for the season, but I mean I have 4 million gold, so it doesn't really matter. Now I can head back to the farm and start planting all of my seeds, including the very few rare seeds that I have. I usually plant my rare seeds in my greenhouse. So right here you just see me setting up my honey area. And I'm just gonna make sure that all of these little spots right here are watered and have deluxe speed grow. I want my fairy roses to grow as fast as possible, and that will allow me to produce the most fairy rose honey. I don't really need to take this honey right here, but it's fine. And now I'm going to put more deluxe speed grow. And when your animal, your pet is in the way, you can kind of just like run into them and they'll try and move out the way. I am playing on console, so unfortunately I don't have any mods like the tractor mod. If I did, then I would probably clear out way more space and plant a much larger crop, but I am playing vanilla, and I think this is still a decent sized crop. And this is what I always do on the first of every season, except for winter. And if you guys would like to see what I do in winter, then I'll be glad to make a video, because I know a lot of people don't really like winter in Stardew Valley, but it can actually be a really profitable season if you take advantage of mining and you take advantage of forageables. Just going through and checking to make sure that the deluxe speed grow is planted everywhere before I start to plant my rare seeds. And then my cranberries. Cranberries are multiple harvests, so I really like to plant at least a cut, like at least 4 rows of a multiple harvest crop. And I was being very particular here, but there was really no reason to, because it was kind of uneven anyway. But it's okay. Now my fairy rose. And I just like the fairy rose. I think it's a pretty profitable flower. But that's not why I planted it. I planted it because I just think it's pretty. I love the different colors. And you can see right here it was uneven. So I was just like, let me just throw these cranberries down, might as well. And now on to the major crop, which is the pumpkin. The benefit of having such a large space for your crop is that it was super easy for me to complete the shipping for all of the crops. So you have to ship 15 of every single crop, and I have this huge area, so I just basically did 15, and then I was able to clear every crop really quick. I am trying to 100% on this file, but once I do that, I do plan to start another file and kind of just show you guys how I hurry and complete the community center and how I get to the end game, because on this file, this is my second, technically my third playthrough, but this is the second one for me, single player. I completed the game very quick on this file because I knew what I was doing. compared to the first time, and I knew how to plan, but I think I did a pretty good job. And we're coming to the end. You can hear my animals going inside in the background. They usually start heading in around 5 o'clock. So if I didn't keep those crops before and I had to hoe and water the ground again, I would probably hardly be halfway done with just the planting process. And then I would still have to water all of my crops, and it would get really late, so I'll pass out a lot. And right here I'm just deciding what I want to plant where the coffee was. After the wheat in my little mill area is done growing, I will be putting beets over there. And when you put beets into the mill, you get sugar. So that's what that area is going to be for. And I forgot to put my pumpkin away, my pumpkin seeds. I'm just gonna stage my beets over here in this area so that I can grab it as soon as this wheat is done, and I can put this wheat that I do have into the mill. Just get rid of this extra stuff. And I'm just going to head over and drop off this hay in my silo, and then gather all the truffles that my pigs dug up today. I'm also going to clear as much of this debris as possible. I know I missed some earlier, so I'll have to go back and get those tomorrow, but as long as it's not near something important like a path or a lamp or anything like that, then I should be fine. I'm trying to get to 10 million gold so I can buy the golden clock. And that basically makes it so when the season starts, you don't have to clear out all the weeds and the rocks and all that stuff, but your grass will still grow. Your trees will still grow. Going to get my truffle oil ready, and I just remembered I need to actually save my truffles to put in the oil maker when that's done, especially for the winter, because your pigs will not, none of your animals go outside in the winter. All of my star fruit aren't done, but my ancient seeds are. I was just kind of feeling lazy. Didn't want to harvest my ancient fruit right now. I forgot to save a pomegranate for Elliot, but it's okay. And now we're done. So I can head to sleep and go back to my regular daily routine, which y'all saw in my farm video, my farm tour video.